Alright, now we're gonna go into a very exciting breathing technique. Aren't they all just so exciting? This is the one that I like to teach in schools and nurseries most. I guess because it's the environment with the most snotty noses per square meter. So this one is to release sinusitis, stuck sinuses. It's really good for allergies, and even if you have asthma and you have troubles breathing, it's really good. The misconception of releasing sinus and stuffy noses is to take Olbas oil and things like that and just smell that, and that releases this quite well. But make sure that if you use something like that, you also put a drop there, because there's another set of sinuses there and we often forget them. So sometimes all this starts running and then clocking and it just hangs all there and we actually get a head cold. So this is really good. Do approximately 3 rounds of it, and you do it several times in the day. Make sure you have a tissue next to you, because it might start running if you have blocked nostrils. So how I came up with this one is I've learned some buteyko, and it's a mixture. It kind of like goes hand in hand with the breathing techniques that I learned in India. But it's really good because it doesn't take very long. So you really only kind of like need to do 3 rounds, where usually in India you do like lots of it all the time. So it's kind of like a fusion of Russian meets India in breathing techniques. And how I've explained it is so that everyone out there will never forget it, because I've taught this so many times mainstream, and everyone goes, oh yeah, it was something with moving your head, and they can't really remember. So I found a way of how to explain it. You're most likely not gonna forget it. So we all know the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. So it's Goldilocks breathing. So we have 3 bears. Imagine 3 teddy bears, like 1 daddy bear, 1 mommy bear, and 1 baby bear. Like they're all quite small. You know, we're in the nursery here. You know, they're not like big Canadian bears or something like that. So we're going for fairly small breaths, but they kind of like slowly get smaller. So we have a papa bear breath, which is just like an in, out. So obviously, if your nose is stuck, there might be some wind going through, there might be no wind going through. So if there's no wind going through your nostrils, just go for 3 tiny breaths. Or if that doesn't work, just go right away for the Goldilocks move. So ideally, like our nostril is like somewhat free, and we have like a big breath, which is not too big. It's like a normal breath, but not even any expansion in your chest. Like nothing is moving, you're just breathing internally. And there's a smaller breath, and there's a tiny breath. And then we go for the exciting part. It's when Goldilocks shows up, or when they see Goldilocks. So Goldilocks just woke up, and she's kind of like a bit disorientated. And the bears, they just hold their breath, you know, because it's like, oh my God, who's that? And Goldilocks wakes up out of the bed, out of the duvet, and she's still a little bit kind of like in a daze, and she goes like this, like. You know, you might have seen it like in American Pie or something like that, when a guy sees a hot girl and like everything pauses and she just does the hair thing. So a bit like that. So it's just the bears are shocked and Goldilocks is going, oh, like this. Good. So it's not throwing the head up and down, it's nearly like slow motion. So lifting up, going down. Not to the furthest, just like that this gets strained. So the bears also hold their breath. So we're also going to hold our breath. There are 2 pressure points on either side of your nose, right here. And we actually squeeze our nose, but we don't squeeze like the front of our nose. We actually squeeze back against these pressure points. So, and we're going to hold our breath when we squeeze those pressure points. And then we're holding the breath, and we do the Goldilocks move. And then we start with the baby bear breath, then with the mommy bear breath, then with the daddy bear breath. I'll show you how that looks. We do 3 rounds and normal breathing in between. Are you buckled in and ready to take off? Goldilocks breathing for you. normal breathing. So you don't want to gasp for air when you hold your breath. So you want to stop early enough that you can do baby breaths first. Yeah? It's normal breathing. Good. Let's do that again. And one more round on your own. Namaste.